I te tuatahi ngā mihi ki ngā tāngata whenua o te rohe nei. Kei roto, rātou te mana, kei rātou te whenua, kei rātou te tino rangatiratanga mō ake tonu. Kia ora everyone, my name is Aleisha Amohia and I am, as was introduced, I'm the Koha Development Lead at Catalyst IT, and I'm here to talk to you today about open source library software, in particular Koha, and why I think you should be using open source software in your libraries. To start off, who am I? So my name is Aleisha. I'm very excited to be visiting from Wellington, New Zealand, where I'm the Koha Development Lead at Catalyst IT. I've been at Catalyst and working on Koha since 2014. I'm a graduate from Victoria University. I've got a Bachelor of Science and a Bachelor of Commerce, and when I'm not at work, I wear a bunch of other hats. I'm heavily involved in the gender equity and diversity and inclusion spaces in Wellington. So let's get into it. What is the intersection between libraries and open source software? Why does it matter? For some background, I've quite a mixed cultural background. I'm Māori, I whakapapatū Te Āti Haunui Paparangi. I'm also Asian. My parents are from Cambodia and India. And my cultural background means that I was raised on these really strong values like community and sharing and learning. And these concepts are just really commonly taught and upheld in my cultures, and they define how we make decisions and how we operate and interact with each other. I see most spaces and groups being at their most effective when they can operate in a way that embodies these values as well. And I also feel really strongly that libraries by nature embody these values. We use libraries to, access knowledge and resources, to learn, to teach, to understand, to escape into somebody else's mind or world, or to meet and to discuss. And what you might not know, but hopefully will be beyond bored of knowing by the time I'm done, is that open source software embodies those values too. Open source software projects make their source code available to view, use, and share. That means that anyone can come along and read the code, copy it, turn that into something else, or in some cases, build upon it and modify it. Open source software projects attract a community made up of a range of people who bring different experiences and perspectives. They share their knowledge and their resources and their time. With open source library management software, it's possible to power your library with a system that shares the same philosophies as a library. And it's being built by people who share those values too. Not only does it make kind of reasonable and poetic sense to do this, but it would also set your library up to use a system which can better adapt to the needs of your library, or the needs of your staff and cataloguers, or the needs of your borrowers. So with that, I introduce you to Koha. Koha is an integrated library system, first developed for Horowhenua District Council in New Zealand in 1999. It was a response to the Y2K bug, and it's now being used by more than 15,000 libraries worldwide. I think we found out during this conference that it's the only library system used in Turkey, and it's the most popular library system in Finland. It can be used for every function your library might undertake, circulation, cataloguing, acquisitions, serials or periodicals, reporting, inventory, lists, searching, reserves, and recently recalls, and more. Koha is an open source project. It's cared for by a 400-person plus community, including librarians, library users, developers like myself, translators, general open source enthusiasts, and so much more. And it's built on those familiar values of openness and sharing, partnership, learning, knowledge, making it a perfect match for your library. The Koha project is actually the reason I named this talk The Gift That Keeps On Giving Back. If you didn't already know, Koha is a word that comes from Te Reo Māori, or the Māori language. In the Māori world, a koha is a gift that comes with or fulfills an obligation, so it has connotations of reciprocity. Even the name of the Koha project reflects a relationship, an ongoing partnership, which is the foundation of open source projects. So the main thing that I keep coming back to is community and people, which is what drives libraries and what empowers open source projects. So I thought I'd share some stories which demonstrate the Koha community delivering on a need which can only be recognised because of the community's genuine passion for the project and for libraries, and then could only be rolled out with the ease which it was due to the open source process being optimised for efficiency and adaptability. So I don't know if you missed it, but there's this thing going on called COVID. And when the world shut down in response to that to keep everyone safe, that meant the closure of library spaces too. However, as you'll all know, that did not mean that our libraries stopped operating. In fact, people now stuck at home all day, many with all this free time on their hands, flocked to libraries for online catalogues to issue books and magazines and find ebooks and that kind of thing. So Koha libraries did a few things to respond, and these were all things that librarians were able to do themselves within their Koha staff client. Some of them changed the closed dates in their Koha calendar so it would take loan periods into consideration, for loan periods to take into consideration. They would manually waive or forgive overdue fines. They changed their circulation rules to affect future loans. They would manually specify a due date long in the future or allow automatic renewal when they were circulating. And they could also add a notice to their OPAC to notify users of their library's open-closed status. Some libraries took this opportunity to further promote online services as well. One of our Catalyst Koha libraries had the initiative to create an online-only borrower type, and so this was a service for those who might not be members, but while isolated, realised they could catch up on some reading. So customers could register easily online and were immediately able to access the library's electronic content like ebooks and e-audiobooks. The community also developed a new feature to allow librarians to easily batch extend due dates so that patrons could hold on to their books while they were in lockdown or isolating. Koha does these maintenance releases every month, and normally a new feature like this wouldn't be included or backported to stable versions of Koha, but there was an obvious urgent need to give librarians the ability to bulk affect due dates as they needed. The important takeaways from these examples is that they were community solutions. People made the most of Koha's functionality, and then they shared what they'd learned over the community mailing list or in our community chat group, or with their service provider. Koha libraries and vendors supported each other during a time that none of us were prepared for. And then, of course, open source is about reciprocity, and we recognise that Koha is only a product of the brilliant people contributing to it. So in order to keep enhancing it, we need to make it really easy to join the community. When we enable the Koha community to grow, we in turn strengthen Koha and broaden its possibilities. The barriers to entry for the Koha community are so low that over 400 separate people have had code pushed to Koha. Every year, that number goes up, and it jumps a little bit each summer thanks to the Open Source Academy that we run at Catalyst. This is a 2-week holiday program for high school students. They come into our office and they spend the first week learning tools and concepts, all things open source, and then they spend the following week contributing to a real open source project. So that's me. When I was 15 years old, nearly 16, I was a student in the Catalyst Open Source Academy in 2014. And now I'm 24, and I mentor the students who choose to work on Koha during their project week at the Academy. The Koha team usually has an intake of 6 to 8 students, who by the end of the week will each have at least one patch in upstream Koha. So a patch is a code change, it could be a bug fix or an enhancement or a new feature. During the Academy, the Koha team will be guided to set up their own Koha development environment, which is super, super easy. And if you'd like to do it yourself, let me know after this and I will show you how to do it. And then they can test other people's patches or write their own. They spend the week chatting with our Koha community members overseas in Germany or France or Asia or Argentina. And then overnight, the Koha release team prioritizes the things that the kids have worked on during the day so that the statuses have shifted when they come back into the office the following day, and they get a real taste of working with an international open source community. The students then earn kittens for each contribution they make. So this is our public scoreboard. It gets screenshotted and shared everywhere, of course, because there's nothing wrong with a little bit of healthy competition, but it's also like a really cute measure of what young people can achieve with Koha, especially young people who might not have even known what open source was before they came to the academy. And the other amazing part of this is that not everyone makes solely code contributions because, of course, the tech industry isn't just made up of developers. Some students show an interest in design, so we'll help them to develop new icons for item types, or maybe think about new ways to design a page or an interface. Others will try to enhance our translations because Koha is available in many languages, or they'll help to improve our manual and documentation. The Academy is hosted by Catalyst, sure, but really it is a community celebration. Everyone overseas rallies and makes contributing to Koha as positive and rewarding an experience as possible for these kids. And these methods that I've described for contributing, they're available all year round for absolutely anyone who wants to get involved in any multitude of ways. So you should, because the community is better with you in it, and the project is stronger with your input. So to summarize, open source and libraries have common values. Recognizing that and then choosing your library system based on that gives you access to a product that was built by people, actual people who care about libraries. Using Koha especially gives you an in for a community that is so supportive and active. They're always sharing and always growing. You're never just acquiring a new software, you're acquiring a network, which is really unique to open source and something I'm really proud to be part of. And so you don't have to choose Koha. I hope you do. But if nothing else, I hope I've been able to sell you on the beauty that is open source. Cool. And I'm done. Thank you so much. Wow, was that like 5 minutes?
I know, that's great. Thanks so much, Aleisha. It was really great to hear from you and hear about your journey, and so amazing that you started yourself as one of the developer students as well. It's really, yes. That's incredible. Yeah, so that's amazing. So we've only got just a couple of questions, or a few more coming in as well. So if you'd like to ask some questions, please put them through the app, and we'll be able to ask Aleisha now. So Aleisha, can you give us a brief overview of how we make a Koha instance for our own workplace?
The briefest overview is to ask Catalyst to do it for you. You can totally do it yourself. It just means, knowing how to look after a server and a database. But the idea of Koha is that you can literally just download a package and then put it through whatever software installer that your computer uses, and that'll just unpack it for you. So you can do it yourself. If you wanted to use it for like a personal home library, go ahead. If you wanted to use it in your work, I wouldn't suggest that, just because it could get quite big and a lot to maintain. But yeah, you can totally do it yourself just by going to download.kohacommunity.org or something like that.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, thanks, Aleisha. So where did the idea for your academy come from? Like, it really takes this idea of like open source to the next level. So where did it all begin?
That's a good question. It began before I did. It's something that is really, really cool about Catalyst, and one of the main reasons I'm so proud to work where I do. But I think it mostly stemmed from this idea that we are developing products and tools that want to last for the next generation. We are not the tech industry. It's for the future, right? And so we have to use the resources that we have to facilitate that education for the people that we want to be building our tools in the future. So Catalyst is in a good position to be able to do that, and we are really pleased that we can do that and to bring all of these children in and give them mentorship, show them what an office looks like, give them computers to work on and teach them different things. And if you belong to a vendor and you have the ability to do this too, I'd really recommend it. And I can connect you with Ian at Catalyst, who runs our academy. He's the most passionate person I've ever met, and he would be happy to give you some resources to start setting that up yourself.
That's amazing. Thank you. Now, you've got another question from our wonderful audience as well. So we're talking about like getting these wonderful young people and students and also anyone with open source. Do you need to be able to tinker with code and that type of thing to actually get the most out of Koha?
Oh, no. No, Koha is a fully fledged library system. So what you can do if you're not interested in code is click on things and then report when it doesn't work. And then someone who can tinker with code will come and fix it. Another way to get the most out of the Koha community is to think about all of the things that you want your library system to be able to do. And if Koha can't do it, then you report it. And we call it a bug report, but really that just covers the description of something that Koha should be able to do. And then the code tinkerers will come and make it happen. Another way that you can get things out of the Koha community is I had some pictures up from KohaCon, which is an annual conference celebrating Koha and the Koha community, and every year it's in a different continent, and everyone is invited. It's usually a free conference as well, and so that's a really cool way to get to network with people and find out what's going on in development. And also hear about the things that you might have missed with each release, or hear about what's happening out there in the Koha world. Yeah, I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Aleisha. Now, we do have a question here which we might not be able to do, but I might ask you anyway. We just have a question from the audience whether it's possible to see this live, and I understand we probably couldn't see it live today, but if someone did want to see it live, like what's the best way for them to get a demonstration of the system?
Yeah, sure. So Catalyst runs a demo site for Koha, so we have an OPAC demo available and a staff site demo available. It is demo dot. No, I don't have it in my head right now, but if you're interested, I can give you a business card and you can send me an email and I will send you the links to everything that we can give you so that you can have a play with Koha and get to know it a little bit.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much, Aleisha. I've learnt so much about the Koha system and open source library systems as well. It's so fantastic. Please accept this for us for presenting.
Thank you.
So that's from us, and let's have it for Aleisha.
Thank you.